All right, all right. Hey, everyone, this is Carlos Martinez coming to you live from my home in Chicago. Let me know where you're watching this from. If you're watching it live, let me know where you're tuning in from. I always like to say to people, hello to people from different parts of the world. If you're watching the replay, then please hit hashtag replay. All right, folks. But I'm here to talk to you about like the number one thing that you can do to achieve your goal, and that would be any goal, right? That would be any goal. But before we get started, let me just wait for some people to jump on board here. We start saying hello, and hopefully you guys get some value from this. I try to always give as much value as I can to the peeps, and kind of help you guys out. And again, hopefully you do get value from my lives and stuff. Hey, what's up? We got Don Ludeman Rodarte, my sister. What's going on, Don? We did an awesome interview the other day. We got a Facebook user from the upper UP of Lake Michigan, or actually the state of Michigan. I'm sorry, on Lake Superior. Oh man, Lake Superior. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Kim Verano Castles, Sherry Beth Bowen, the pig lady. I love Sherry Beth. Guys, if you guys have not seen Sherry Beth's post, man, she is amazing. I love Sherry Beth. So much energy and just amazing. And Kim Verano Castles as well as Don. So folks, so here's the thing. I've been really tuning into quite a bit of Bob Proctor, right? And Bob Proctor, if you guys don't know him, you can Google him. He's just an amazing man. I got the opportunity to see him live on stage at my company convention last year in Las Vegas during the first week of October, and it was just amazing. He actually got to speak on stage for 2.5 hours. I mean, and I had a notebook. I think it filled up the entire notebook with all the notes that I took on his amazing speeches. But you can go to YouTube and just look him up. He's got amazing speeches. But he brought on like a really good point. Okay, and he said, the number, and this is where this live here is coming from. Okay, he said the number one thing to hitting your goals, right, is wanting it. All right, wanting it. And before you say thank you, Captain Obvious, thank you, Captain Obvious, just stay tuned. Hear me out for a second, okay? And here's the thing, folks. A lot of times we are just not clear on what we want. All right. And so I'm going to give you an example quite a little bit, because as you know, for those of you that don't know me, I do high ticket sales, and as a matter of fact, I got an appointment coming up in about 20 minutes, but I do high ticket sales. And one of the questions that I always ask that always gets to students, and I'll get into that in just a second, is, you're going to love it, because actually you're going to be able to hopefully use this as value when you're speaking to your prospects. But, Bob Proctor is so right. Like, you've got to want it more than anything else, wanting it, and I love the story. So I remember one time I was watching this little news clip, okay, about this family from Peru, little village in Peru. And then every year, they go through a rainy season where, like 3-4 months, it kind of floods the entire area, but their homes are kind of built on stilts, right? Their homes are built on stilts. So that, the water is always below, the bottom of the house there. So the house never gets flooded because they built it high enough. But the problem is that, how do you get around? Because the school, and because it tells the story of these two young children, and a brother and a sister, and raised by a single mom, okay. And these two young children, like, they wanted to go to school, and by young, they were like 8 or 9 years old. At least in this video clip, they were 8 or 9 years old, and and it happened, and it just so happened that it was the flood season, the rainy season, and so the only way to get around is on boat. Right, because everything's flooded and the water's super deep and stuff like that. But the only way to get around is on boat. But the family's poor, so they don't have a boat. And the school that these kids go to is far away, right? It's just too far to swim, right? So guess what these kids did? Okay, guess what these kids did? What they ended up doing, was they ended up like finding a bucket, like a $5 pail that you go to Home Depot for, those orange pails that they got for $5 or whatever. Each of these kids, they had a bucket, and for 3 months, 5 days a week, okay, they would get into this bucket, they'd throw their books in there and get into the bucket, and they would swim, okay, 2 hours and actually it's not even swimming, it's more like paddling, right? Paddling with their hands. They would paddle 2 hours to get to school and paddle 2 hours to come back. And they would do this for 3 months, 5 days a week, right? During the school day. But guess what? I mean, that is an awesome, awesome story of these kids wanting it. You know, the mom wanted to keep them home, right? They're like, no, mom, we want to go to school. We want to go to school, right? And these kids ended up graduating and having good careers and stuff like that. But my point is, these kids wanted it. Right? They knew what they wanted. They wanted to get an education because they knew that the only way that they were going to be able to improve their life, was to get, work on their education, but guess what? They wanted it bad enough. Okay. They wanted it bad enough, which leads me to like this, so I ask you, what do you want? Right. So when I'm talking to my clients, right. So when I'm talking to my prospects and they're on the phone, one of the questions that I always ask them, okay, and this really, really, really gets an open dialogue going. So let's say I'm talking to Sherry Beth. Okay, hey Sherry Beth. I say, Sherry Beth, well, what do you want? So let's say pretend Sherry Beth is a prospect of mine and we're just chatting. Okay, I'll say, Sherry Beth, well, what do you want? What do you mean? Well, what do you want out of life? Why are we having this conversation? What are you trying to achieve? And that question always stumps them because they never were like, well, what do I want? Right? What do I want? What do I want? Obviously, yes, they're looking for money, right? But money, why? Right? Well, you know what? I want to save for retirement, right? I got kids coming to college and I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. I'm tired of renting. I'd love to save up for a home. What do you want? That question always stumps them and gets them thinking, because once they know what they want, right? Once they know what they want, the next question is, okay, well, how bad do you want it? Do you really, really want it? So if Don tells me, Carlos, well, you know what? I want to be able to quit my job. Okay, really, Don? Do you want to quit your job? Okay, so Don, what's it going to take for you to quit your job? Well, Carlos, I'm making, $8,000 a month with my job. And in order for me to quit my job, I need to make at least $8,000 to $10,000 a month, consistently. Okay, great. Now, Don, how bad do you want it? Do you really, really want it? Right? And so Don's going to respond to me, yes, I do want it, or no, I don't, well, I don't want it that bad, right? Because that's going to determine how serious they are about wanting it, which takes me back to what I'm talking about with Bob Proctor. The number one thing that you need to hit your goal, doesn't matter what your goal is, okay? It can be a goal of getting into a certain fitness level. Let's say you're not happy with how you look in the mirror or how you feel, whatever the case may be. And you can be like, hey, you know what? I want to get to this certain fitness level. Really? Well, how bad do you want it? Are you willing to change? Right? Because if you don't change, if you keep on doing the same thing, if you don't change, nothing's going to happen, right? Nothing's going to happen. You're going to get the same results over and over, right? If you're looking to have a good relationship, with your significant other, okay, really? Do you really want that? Well, what are you doing? What are you looking to do to change? Don't look at them to change. Well, I hope he changes or I hope she changes, right? No, what are you doing to change to make the relationship better, right? If you're looking to quit your job, if you're looking to buy a home, if you're looking to take a vacation, if you're looking to save up for your kids' college, do you really, really want that? Do you want it as bad as these little kids from Peru in a rained out village, a flooded village, to get in a bucket and swim 2 hours each way to get to school 5 days a week for 3 months during the rainy season? Do you really want it that bad? Because here's the thing, just as Bob Proctor says, because if you really, really want it, you'll do whatever it takes to get there, and you will never quit and you will never give up. So the question I got for you is, what do you want? All right. What do you want in life? Okay. And what are you willing to do? All right. What are you willing to do to get there? Are you fully committed? Are you fully committed to getting what you want? All right. And if so, then do what it takes to get there. Change, because if you don't change, you're not going to achieve it. Right. So Bob Proctor is right on point with what he said. I hope you guys got value from this. Thank you so much for watching my live. Let me say hello to a few people here. The Facebook user says, bad. You want it bad. That is awesome. Melanie Davis, thank you so much. I hope you're having a beautiful day as well. Kirk Smith, no choice. That's right. You're going forward. Hannah, Anna, Carlos, Edgar Rios. Thank you for tagging Carlos Cortez. You guys are awesome. Manuela Sousa, thank you so much. Kirk Smith again. Don, you're amazing. Thank you for being a blessing. We got Larry and Doris Altmeyer again. Sherry Beth, yes, Bob Proctor was amazing. I totally agree with you. Kim Verano, Castles, good morning. You guys are awesome. Love you guys so much. So, folks, again, if you get value from this, please share this out with other people, okay? And drop some hearts, drop some likes if you can, please. I'd really appreciate it. And folks, on a side note, okay, if you're watching this and you are just tired and you're sick and tired of just being sick and tired and living the way you're living, and you're tired of struggling, you're tired of just living check to check, or you're tired of being, feeling ill and sick or whatever, and you want to try something new to change your life. Okay, we got an amazing product with an amazing business with a lot of love and support. We're going to help you grow and get better, 1% better every day. If you want to know what it is that I'm doing, comment below, say more information, or send me a private message, and I'll be glad to get back with you. All right. Love you guys so much. You guys are a blessing. Until the next time, love you. Mwah. Bye for now. Talk to you guys. Bye-bye. See you.